I came to the park today. This is Malibu Creek Park, which is a beautiful park. It's located in Malibu and it's not too far from where I live. It's just such a beautiful place and I feel like I can think here. I don't necessarily feel like I can think clearly in the space that I live in. You may or may not know that I have roommates. I have 4 roommates in total, and as fun as it is to have roommates and roommates that you get along well with, I just feel like it can start to feel too busy. And because I love being creative and I love recording videos and I love to write, I just don't always feel like I can do all of that in the comfort of my own bedroom in quiet. And I think that it's starting to bother me because since being home all of these months, I realized just how important stillness and silence is for me. And when I don't have it, I crave it. So I do things like this and I run away to get away from all of the noise. Not that that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but I do think that me feeling this need to run away says a lot about the space that I live in, because although it's good to get away from the house and to go out into nature, I shouldn't be running away from my home. I've been thinking, why am I still here? Like, why stay here in LA when the industry has changed entirely? There are no more red carpets. We're not hosting in studio anymore. There are no premiere parties. There are no in-person interviews. And those things were a big part of my job as a host and as an entertainment journalist. And because they don't exist anymore, it's like what am I still doing here? Because essentially, that's why I came to LA, was because the entertainment industry is here, everything is here, these are where all the jobs are. But it's just different now. It's just different. If I can do almost everything from home, why not move into a space that I feel creative and I feel happy and I'm able to do everything that I want to do? Maybe that means moving into a place by myself if I can afford it, of course. But in that case, I might need to get another job that has nothing to do with the industry. Maybe I need to work at Target. Maybe I need to... I don't know. I just don't know where to go from here. I am trying to listen to my gut, because when you go against your gut, usually bad things happen. And me feeling like this says a lot, because I've never felt like this before. I've always felt like LA was the perfect place for me. And this was it. This was where I was going to start my career and do all the things that I want to do. But being a content creator can be done from home. This whole YouTube thing can be done from home. And the home that I live in right now, it just seems difficult. I find it difficult to record in peace. I find it difficult to stay focused. I find it difficult to have peace. And none of this is to bash anybody. And I don't know if it's coming off that way. Hopefully it isn't. When you live with many different people, you are moving around everybody. You don't want to disrupt anybody else from their craft. You want to be considerate. And I feel like I've been that way with my creative stuff, with my YouTube. I try and record early in the morning before everybody wakes up so that I'm not having to block out a few hours of the day where everybody just needs to be completely quiet. I've tried to do that, and it can be hard. It's affected my goals for myself. Last month, I had a goal of releasing 5 videos per channel. So I wanted to put up 5 videos on my personal YouTube channel, and I also wanted to upload 5 videos to my booktube channel. And that was kind of ruined, I guess, because of my inability to move around all the moving pieces in my house. And I don't know. I don't feel like I've been growing as much as I could be. And I don't know if that's because of my environment. It's really hard to tell. And that's why I'm going to go back home for a little bit. And I want to see if there's anything that changes for me. Because if I go back home and this creative spark comes back and I am more inclined to record and I feel more comfortable there, I'm going to chalk all this up to my environment and the house that I live in right now. Maybe it's just not a good place for me to be. I don't know if it's that I've outgrown the space that I'm in or if it's not the right place for me anymore, and maybe those two things mean the same thing. This is the first time that I'm talking about all of this out loud, and I brought my journal to write it all down because I don't know how I feel. I guess I'm a little bit lost at the moment with my career and just what to do and where to go to next. When you are trying to be creative, the space that you live in is a huge part of that, unless you have a separate studio that you can go to and create all of your content. But if you live in a house, where you can't get any peace and quiet, or you just are not feeling entirely comfortable, it can affect your creativity. And I think that that's what's going on. It's like, maybe it's time for me to go. I don't know. And it kind of sucks to think that it might be time for me to go, because I swear I thought this was the perfect idea to move to LA. And maybe it was at the time when I moved here. What was it? Maybe going on a year and a half, 2 years now? It was perfect at that time. But things change. And I'm just trying to adapt in the best way. And I'm trying to grow. But somehow I'm kind of like kept in this box, and I'm like, let me out. I'm trying to do so many other things and I just feel like I can't. I don't know, that's just how I've been feeling lately, and I felt like I needed to come out here to clear my mind and just figure out what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it outside of the house. Other than that, with everything that's been going on in the world, I've managed to stay focused and really just worry about myself and my family and my friends and not get too bothered and upset by everything that's going on. Granted, we all need to be upset, definitely upset, but I can't sit in that every single day. So I've just been trying to stay creative, trying to invest in myself, read more, figure out what's next for me in my career. So I'm trying to adapt and applying to different jobs. And now I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's right for me to even stay here. But I do have my days where I feel really sad about what's going on in the world. I feel helpless. I feel like the odds are against me, but most of the time I'm just trying to stay focused, because somebody has to do it. You know what I mean? We can't all sit in sadness and despair every single day of our lives, because nothing's going to get done. Nobody is going to be reaching any type of goals if we're all sitting around in sadness every single day. And that doesn't mean that you ignore the things that are going on. I'm not ignoring them, but I have to keep moving. And I don't know if you guys are the same way, but when things are going on that I don't agree with or that upset me, the best thing for me to do is, if I wake up one day and I'm sad, I'm just learning to sit and, cry if I need to and feel that sadness, but don't sit in it for too long. It's okay to feel it, but you can't just sit, especially when there are things happening that you don't really have any control over. And that's the part that sucks, because a lot of the stuff that's happening, we don't have any control over. So the best thing we can do is really just adapt and do our best. So that's what I've been doing, trying to figure out what's best for me and not putting too much pressure on myself. It's been rough for me, and if I feel like I need to leave, then I'm gonna leave. Nobody is holding me hostage here. I have to remember that. I'm talking to myself. I'm reminding myself that if I want to go, I need to just go. Because the longer I sit in a space that is too small for me, that is not granting me the ability to do what I want to do, it's only hurting me and no one else. So that's what I'm trying to come to terms with, is like, Tyler, what do you want to do? Don't ask anybody else what you should do or what they think you should do. What do you want to do, and what feels best? What feels right in this moment? Still trying to figure it out. It's a work in progress. But coming here is a start. It is. I've realized that I love nature. I love trees. I love open space. I love stillness. I love quiet. And it's so necessary for me to have those things, or I start to feel very disrupted within myself. I feel like there's no grounding going on, you know? There's no grounding. If I can't wake up in the morning, have a coffee and sit in silence, then I'm not starting my day off from a place of stillness. I just am like, there's this frantic energy from the very beginning. So I don't know. Hopefully all of this made sense. With all of that being said, I am going to take in the sights. I'm going to go explore a little bit more and have a good day. Let's go.